After what can only be described as quite the exciting day at Daytona International Speedway to kickstart the 2024 One-Up Nitro National Series season, we are back in St. Louis, Missouri for round number 2 of the 2024 season for the Nitro National Series, and we're at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We've had a lot of races here before, but I can only imagine this one is going to be better than all the others with the strength of field we've got for this 48-lap event here today. And alongside me to bring you all the action for this race and for most of this season is Duke Ansack once again. Great to have you with us, but this is going to be an interesting one because we've got a very technical layout, but these cars have gotten much faster since the last time we were here. I would expect these guys to be racing all over this racetrack to find that ideal line to carry them to victory today.
Well, it's great to be here, and you're absolutely right about this track. Very technical, very difficult to get these cars around the track here because it's flat. The corners are different shapes. I mean, it's totally a unique type of beast that we have here, and along with all the cars getting faster, a lot of these drivers have just gotten better since the last time we raced here. So I'll tell you what, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. A really technical, as you said, track, and it's going to be a huge difference from what we saw a couple weeks ago at Daytona International Speedway because it's a totally different genre of racing, if you will. So these drivers already being put to the test this early in the season to see who can capitalize in two very different styles of racing early here in the season.
And now we can bring you the starting lineup for today's 48-lap event. Eric Monaco puts his 44 Honda on pole position, trying to get Honda's first win in one-up competition. He lines up alongside Robert Weaver in the 66, hoping for a rebound after a sluggish 2023 season in the Nitro National Series. Miles Mashburn, making a part-time appearance in the series, lines up third alongside last time's pole sitter, Kev Shearer, and Elijah Ironhouse, who dominated that race at Daytona. Did such a good job there. He lines up fifth today. But we've got a lot of drivers hanging out in the midfield near the back. We've got Cody Goforth starts 22nd today. Jake McMillan, another superstar regular, starts 24th. And last race's winner, David Meske, starts all the way back in 37th. So a lot can change over the course of these 48 laps. But you got to imagine that you want to get all the positions you can on the opening few laps because that's your best chance at getting them.
You're absolutely right. I mean, everybody's going to be bunched up too wide coming to the green flag. There isn't a better time in this race, even on restarts coming later. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaos, too wide, going down into turn one. Everybody's going to have to be hard on the brakes. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch and see where everybody stacks up and settles down once we get this thing going.
So with that being said, we've got all 42 cars ready to rumble here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and we're ready to bring you the green flag. It is 48 laps ahead of the drivers here today. This is the One-Up Nitro National Series race number 2 of the season, and the green flag is mere moments away from dropping and getting this great race underway. Getting set for what can only be described as hold-your-breath racing action here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. The pace car on pit road. Eric Monaco and Robert Weaver ready to get us underway. Heading into the Geico restart zone. The green flag is out, and already we're seeing some action. Before they've even crossed the line, Miles Mashburn ducks under Monaco. Elijah Ironhouse, they're going to be 4 wide going into the first corner.
Elijah Ironhouse trying to pick up right where he left off, leading the way. He really wanted that win at Daytona, didn't get it, but it's not going to matter because the 66 car from the outside lane is going to be side by side with the pole sitter on the inside 44 going down into turn 3.
And look at the Hornet's nest behind them. We've got cars 3 and 4 wide, several rows deep through this field. We saw this last fall here at Gateway, but nothing like this. And Eric Monaco, they string it out single file for the first 5. Monaco leads the first lap.
Yeah, Monaco was able to get a run off of the corner and slide right up next to the 66 and then down into turns 3 and 4. The inside lane was the place that he wanted to be there. So now we're watching this mess in the back. I mean, we are 4 and 5 wide. Look at this shot of everybody coming down the back straightaway. How are they going to sort it out?
Well, they're going to try, and you see Jake McMillan in the red and white 24 going way up the racetrack, trying to make something happen. How about Braden Varga in the 0? He started this race in 23rd. He's already gained 5 spots since the start of this race.
Yeah, I mean, they are using the entire width of the track, straightaways and corners, towards the back of the pack. Meanwhile, the leaders are starting to separate themselves a little bit just because they're all able to be single file and run the laps that they want. But look at this, Robert Weaver right up on the bumper of the 44 car going into turns 3 and 4.
Gonna try a different line going through 3 and 4, trying that middle groove to see if he can generate a little momentum, but he eventually tucks back in line. So coming to complete lap number 3, Monaco has led the ball. These are the first laps he has led this season.
Yeah, great laps so far. I mean, started on the pole, of course, for this race, so you've got a good car for that one lap. We all know that about this 44 Honda Accord, but, you know, going down into the corner was 3 wide in turn 1 on lap 1. Was able to come out on the other side with the lead. That's a strong car early in this race so far. He might be tough to beat today.
But he's going to face a challenge from all 3 of the Robbers Racing cars. They're running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the racetrack. The 2 full-timers right on either side of the team owner, Miles Mashburn. They run Lina Stern in the top 5 with Kev Shearer in the 20, bringing up the rear.
Yeah, so now we're going to look back through this field a little bit. Things have started to calm down a little bit here. There's Elijah Ironhouse right in front of his teammate, and another teammate just won back there in the 47 car. But Elijah really paid for that situation at the start of this race when he went 3 wide. He ended up losing a lot of positions. He's all the way down to 10th place now.
Looking a little further back now, you see Ryan Griffin running in 14th place. That is right about where he started this race. He lost 1 spot from his starting position. But here, back here, there's still quite a bit of a mess back here, going side by side, 3 wide further back. Cam Stevenson ripping the wall through 1 and 2. You don't see that very often here. And what a difference a week makes for David Meskey. 1 week he's winning at Daytona, the other he's fighting not to be last.
Yeah, that is an incredible turnaround for that team. They're going to have to really reevaluate their package here at the flat track some for the rest of the season, and hope that maybe this is a one-off fluke type of event here. Meanwhile, for the lead, this 66 car is on the 44, really looking to pass David Monaco and make this thing happen.
Robert Weaver's doing whatever he can. He's right on the back of Eric Monaco's bumper, trying to get around. And as you can see, we're looking further back now. The top 5 have separated themselves quite a bit from 6th place Devin Fair, and behind him, Devin Fair making a one-off appearance in the series for the team he owns in that 14 car. Behind him, we've got 2 of the Ventum Motorsport cars. Austin Scott leading his more experienced teammate Henry Thomas. I'm a little surprised at this, and I'm pleasantly surprised. This 16 has been really good this weekend.
Absolutely. You know, the car looks great, and right now, as you said, running in 7th place, a really solid start to this one here at Gateway, and just work, being quiet, making the way up through the field here, and passing them one by one. No crazy moves, no craziness, no contact or anything like that. Just a calm move up through the field for the 16. It's a good view.
And looking now at the leader's teammate, Bronson Minnick in the 32, he's actually got the fastest lap of the race right now. So New England Cruisers Racing's on a bit of a tear at the moment. We've got Monaco's leading this race. He's led all 8 laps so far. And then Bronson Minnick with the fastest lap back in 9th. This team is on the rise.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And like you said, the results are showing it. I mean, these guys are just incredibly fast today. So, we were talking about that 42 car. Maybe they're going to have to reevaluate the flat track package, but these guys have it figured out.
Yeah, Minnick and Monaco have the 2 fastest laps of this race, and I would expect them to keep it at least until the round of pit stops we're supposed to have today. But as you can see, Riley Hooper has gotten past his team owner, Miles Mashburn, to move up into 3rd. Now he's going to set off chasing down his teammate for 2nd.
Yeah, so this racetrack is very unique because our first 2 turns, as we watch the 69 car go into turn 1 here, these 2 turns are tighter than the turns 3 and 4. but you're still running that bottom lane. You want to be as low as you can to try to wrap around the corner there, make the shortest way around the track. You head down the back straightaway, and then an equally flat turns 3 and 4, but they're wider, so you carry a lot more speed, and it's really sometimes confusing at this track to have to hit your marks, and really you're on a different amount of braking for each corner. So it's a tough place to drive. It's a tough place to learn, and people that have more experience here are going to be able to show that, just because they've done it before. They know exactly what to expect. Some of these other drivers that are maybe coming here for the first time or in this series for the first time really might struggle a little bit today. So that's going to be something to watch just throughout this race as we see the 16 car on the inside of the 14 making another pass.
Yeah, and like you said, some of the guys who were here for the first time, one of those being that red and black car up ahead of this battle, Kev Shearer. Although, if there's anyone who I expect to master this kind of racing, or any kind for that matter, it's the defending Turbo Truck Series champion, Kev Shearer. He started on pole at Daytona, finished 15th there, started 4th here today, is running 5th right now. And how about the two Venta Motorsport teammates ganging up on Devin Fair to try and steal away 6 and 7?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I mean, the 16 went down there and the 14 was stuck on that outside lane, not preferred right now. Even though there's a little bit of progressive
look how high the 14's
way
going.
up. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to work out very well for the 14 car driving all the way up there. But yeah, the 16 got low, the 12 followed through and was kind of about a lane and a half up, got a little bit of side draft, and made the pass. Here's the 38 car coming off of the pit lane.
Yeah, that's Wyatt O'Quinn. He's been in there for about the last 5 laps or so. He was diagnosing some sort of issue with the 38 machine. He is now 4 laps down in the BTS Black's Tire Ford Mustang. So, he did a good job keeping in front of the leaders to keep from going a 5th lap down. But that's a tough break for the 38. He had a good top 15 run at Daytona to start the season. He was actually the only one of his team to make the top 10. Now he's going to be in a big hole.
Yeah, well, and he is going to... There's a chance still that he's going to impact these leaders. I mean, Eric Monaco is going to be sitting there with a little bit more dirty air than he's had all day. They're not super close, but that could start to impact that 44 car and really give the 66, 69, even the 72 a chance at maybe making a run to try to get past him.
Yeah, all of Robbers Racing doing their best to chase down Eric Monaco in the 44, but we now have Mashburn trying to get alongside his driver, Riley Hooper, in the 69. Mashburn going to try and go the long way around. Turns 1 and 2, nothing doing there. But what this is doing, it's drawing Kev Shearer closer to them.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And Kev Shearer, is going to absolutely pounce at the first opportunity to take a position. That's just how Kev Shearer is. And we saw it all year last year in the Turbo Truck Series. So it's going to be nothing different, I'm sure, today with a really good running position as we stand at the moment, only wanting to improve.
And look at Robert Weaver. He cut that gap to the leader by half on that last lap. Is now just under 0.3 of a second. You said this 38 might be a factor in this race. I don't know, because he's now got 15 lap fresher tires than everybody else. He should be able to stay clear of these leaders.
Yeah, he's still out there. They're just disturbing that air a little bit. I think you're right. They're not close enough yet for that to really have that big of an impact, especially through the corners here at Gateway. Not really going fast enough to create a ton of draft, but it could throughout this run as that 38 car starts to slow down as those tires wear off. The 44 might start to feel a little bit of that dirty air through the corners. But I bet you it's a welcome surprise down the straightaways to get maybe a little bit of draft from that car, because that's probably helping them down the straightaways. So we'll see how that story develops throughout the day. Of course, these two will have to pit as well at some point in this race. So then the 38 car will be all but disposed of as far as impacting their race.
How about this battle between 3 Team Duke cars and the 62 of Jensen Nomina and the 28 of Ryan Reed? We got 5 cars under a blanket for what will be the 10th position in this race. Ironhouse currently holds it, but you got Nomina back there. Logan Williams certainly wants it. But that is a very nice pack back there, starting to form up as we look now at another great pack a little further behind.
Yeah, these guys are fighting to not be in that second to last position. Of course, the 38 car is last 4 laps down in this race. But yeah, these 4 have been fighting hard all day. And the 66 is trying out some new lines up front. It looks like trying to go to the outside, about 1 lane up off that that marked curbing on the inside of the track, at least through turns 1 and 2. I'm not sure if that's going to work though. But searching for grip at this track, searching for a faster way around, because nobody can touch Eric Monaco right now. That car is flying.
And he's lost a lot of time on that lap to the 66. Now Monaco's got a 1.1 second lead over the 66. This is a great run for Eric Monaco. Remember, this was a driver who was competing in the Superstar Series a season ago. He won pole position for last year's Daytona 500, but decided to move back down to the Nitro National Series. Got a great offer for New England Cruisers Racing, and he's making the most of it, currently leading, as these two teammates have yet to get away from each other all day long.
Yeah, a bunch of teammate battles we have today. It's kind of an interesting thing that, a lot of teams have probably brought very similar packages and setups for all their cars today. So it makes sense that a lot of them are running with each other here, just as we see this 12 and the 16 side by side through turns 1 and 2 here at Gateway, and they're fighting hard. I mean, the 16's kind of keeping that momentum up on the outside lane, while the 12 has the shorter way around. We'll see who's going to come out on top here, but that's pretty interesting. Look far in the back, we got 4 wide.
Yeah, this 16 is not quitting against his veteran teammate Henry Thomas. Austin Scott doing a great job trying to prove he's
gets a spot here.
And not only that, Devin Fair might try and take one from the 12 as well. Moved Devin Fair into the mix for 7th position, and lurking in the background, Bronson Minnick.
Yeah, it's really tough to get up off the bottom of the track, especially at this point in the run. When you have somebody on your outside, just not enough room to chase that car all the way up the track and keep the throttle down. So it looked like right there, the 12 car just didn't have enough room to get up off the corner, had to let off, and gave up a lot of time there. And we're seeing that all throughout the pack with everybody battling side by side like this. That's just the nature of the beast here at Gateway.
Yeah, and a couple surprises back here. We expected a couple of these guys to do very much better. Like Cody Goforth in this L1. He finished runner-up in the championship last year. He's running outside the top 20 currently, as is superstar veteran Jake McMillan. Got James Ellison back here as well. Good run from the rookie, though, in the 76, Nick Breeding, in the Affleck machine. But this now is a fight for the 10th position between these same 5 cars we talked about earlier. Ryan Reed had it at the line, but he's very much in a losing battle, as is the 62, because they've got 3 teammates battling.
Yeah, it's starting to look like that the outside lane, maybe through turns 3 and 4, is starting to really gain, have some rubber put down in that lane, gaining some momentum as far as being a place that you want to drive, just because it's becoming tougher and tougher to keep these cars all the way down on the bottom lane. So we'll see what happens throughout this race as that develops. Meanwhile, here's this 12 car taking another stab at this position, trying to get by his teammate in the 16, who has once again chosen to go to the outside to defend.
Yeah, these two are running very close together in this race. They're running circles ahead around their teammate in the 60, who's outside the top 25 currently. But in all fairness to the 60 car, he started back in 41st and has done a great job making his way up through the field. But these two have put on quite a good show for these Midwestern fans, as Miles Mashburn loses 4th place to the 20 of Kev Shearer on the outside.
Yeah, this is really going to be fascinating to see how this race plays out, because we're going to be getting some pit stops, and tires are going to matter a little bit. It's not going to be crazy like some other tracks that we see, but who is going to be the first person to make the pit stop? Who's going to be the person that stays out, tries to push and see if they can maybe catch a caution for some track position? It's going to be really interesting to watch once that starts to happen. Just keep it in the back of your mind, because it could be soon that we start to see some of that, as we're just passing the halfway point in this race as we currently stand. And Yeah, this is a fascinating one so far, and a lot of these battles, especially this one, has been raging for 10th place all day. Are really entertaining to watch on this track.
And right at the back of that was Ryan Griffin. That's a bit of a surprise to see him that far back. He was running really well here last fall in a battle with Zachary DeLello for the win on that occasion. But don't look now. I think Robert Weaver is gaining quite a bit of time on Eric Monaco. He's gained half a second in the last few laps.
Yeah, Robert Weaver must have figured something out around this place and is just doing it a little bit better right now than Eric Monaco. First time we've been able to say something like that today. This 44 car has been untouchable so far. But yeah, Robert Weaver, for a lot of the beginning of this race, stayed right up on Monaco's bumper and then fell off a little bit through this middle portion between the start and where we are now. And at this point, he's starting to catch back up. So, this is going to be a fascinating battle if the 66 is able to get there.
That's a big if, though, because he lost the 10th on the previous lap. We'll see what it is at the line here. Yeah, he gained 2/10 on that lap. He's a bit inconsistent as you see him
up
go
on the top lane now.
As I was saying, he's a bit inconsistent, but he has been gaining time bit by bit on this 44 car. I'm curious to see how far he can go with this.
Yeah, you know what? It didn't look like he lost all that much from running the top lane there. We were saying that the top lane might start to become almost preferred a little bit, at least through turns 1 and 2. It looks like. We'll see what happens here. He stayed way low on the exit of turn 4. So
yeah, we saw that a lot last year. We saw that a lot last year where people took a shallow exit out of the turns, and that's not always what you want. But looking further back, like we were talking about Ryan Griffin a bit earlier, he's back in 15th place, and he was racing for the win here last fall. So either they missed the setup on this 92, which is a very rare occurrence, or the field has just gotten that much stronger and they've caught up to the Fingeist Hilly team a little bit.
My money's on the field, getting a lot better. I mean, what we've seen today is a lot of drivers having a really good run. And look at that, side by side, they were almost touching. It was
they
Minnick
were touching
and Fair.
doors. Minnick and Stefan Fair going down into 1 and 2 for the first time. They make contact. They're going up the track into the wall. Minnick and Fair into the wall. Caution flies for the first time today. A lot of damage for the 32 Microsoft machine of Bronson Minnick.
Wow, what an incredible change of events. I was not expecting that to be the response to the side-by-side action we saw coming out of turn 4. They had bumped into each other. They were banging doors, and then down into turn 1, it just looked like maybe a tire went or something. I'm not totally sure, but that was an incredible moment in this race right now, and it has completely changed the complexion and the outlook of this thing. Man, oh man, what a moment.
Here comes the field down pit road. We expected this at some point in this race. They're all coming to get some 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, and now this pit stop matters even more because they're all going to be so tight, so close to each other. Who's going to have the best pit stop? Who's going to be able to gain the most time here? That's the big question. And all these guys are really going to be fighting the pit crews. It's all up to them now.
Moment of truth right here. This could decide a lot today. If they come down pit road now, for the first caution of the race on lap 34, Wyatt O'Quinn stays out. He's going to get the free pass. But everybody else down pit road, the 42 must have come in a lap early. But here comes everybody else. We'll see who gets out first.
Man, this is going to be interesting. So you see our former leader, Eric Monaco, right there in that first position, the 66 just behind. Who's going to go out first? At the exact same time, Monaco maintains the lead.
Looks like Minnick comes up the track a bit, but Fair with a big move into turn 1, and there wasn't enough room for both of them there.
No, Devin Fair went down and dove into the corner right there. 32 had moved up the track, and really they just, simple as that, they just collided. I mean, we saw exactly what happened there.
So you see, Fair's actually got a little bit of a disadvantage. Minnick powers past down the front straightaway, tries to come up in front of the 14, but Devin was already committed to the corner.
It almost looks like the 32 got on the brakes a little bit sooner than Devin Fair did into the corner. And maybe Devin Fair, you know, he had that wider entry, so he didn't really have to hit the brakes as soon as the 32 was coming in to the corner at a weird angle. Hard to explain that one, though. That's a...
One last look at this from high above. You see Minnick is clear at a 14. He's going to try and come up to cover him up, but Devin just got such a big run into the first corner, later onto the brakes than the 32, and that was all the difference.
You know, I wonder if 32 was having a bigger issue, maybe because he really was at a weird angle going into that corner. I'm not sure if he would have made it through that corner all that well anyway. So that's going to be interesting to see how how those two drivers react following this race after that accident. They're both going to suffer for it.
Some other things to report under this caution. Earl Sear had an extended stay on pit road for some sort of issue on the 3 machine. He is now back in the 40th position. David Meske, winner last time out at Daytona, pitted a lap early, is now on the tail end of the lead lap. This is going to be really important to stay in front of these leaders, but that 42 has looked off the pace all day today. We'll see if he's able to keep up there.
Yeah, so it's going to be it's something very important to understand here and recognize. Eric Monaco is currently the leader of this race, and Meske is on the lead lap just barely. So going into this restart, we'll see how that 42 is going to impact these leaders as they try to race around him. This could cause a lot of chaos, and you know, it's going to depend on who is able to pass him the soonest going into turn 1 and who might get trapped behind that 42 car. It's going to be very fascinating to see how that happens, and how can the cars behind Eric Monaco capitalize on this moment.
So the pace car's off. We're going to have 12 laps to settle this race here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Eric Monaco, second car in line, is your leader. We're back underway once again.
Yeah, so right now everything is looking good up front, staying mostly single file. We've got one car moving out farther back in the pack. The 42 moves up the track a little bit. Going to get a run off the corner, though, and stay clear of Eric Monaco for the moment, and stays ahead of this pack. Really, the 42 needs a quick caution to be able to catch all the way back up to the tail end of the field here to make that strategy work, or whatever it was, why they pitted one earlier lap than everybody else. But right now, the leader can't get through and is stuck right behind, but nobody is passing anyway. Meanwhile, the 69 car on the inside of the 20, the 20 gets the position there for third place, and now we got a battle side by side for the lead. It's the 66 on the inside.
Yep, how about Robert Weaver? But Monaco gets clear once again, trying to make a move on the 42. Here comes Kev Shearer on a mission, trying to get past the 66 and up into second place as we come to 10 to go.
Shearer is going to meet that 42 car now, who is stuck on the outside lane outside of our leader, Eric Monaco. Meanwhile, Robert Weaver still has a great opportunity, best opportunity possibly of the whole day, to try to get past Eric Monaco, who can't make the pass on the 42 car, and now is sliding up the track. And once again, Robert Weaver to the bottom on the back straightaway.
And that's opening the door for Kev Shearer in the 20, trying to make a move on the outside. Nothing doing on this straightaway, but down into the 3 and 4. He's got such a good run. Henry Thomas swings way wide in 3 and 4, trying to make the move on Riley Hooper. He looks like he's going to lose 5th position to Logan Williams in the 83.
Yeah, Logan Williams has really capitalized on this restart. He's all the way up to 6th place, fighting for that 4th position, actually, was what it is. So that's a lot better than what he was doing earlier in the 10th position. And now they're 3 wide for the lead on the back straightaway. Robert Weaver in the middle, Kev Shearer on the bottom, and Eric Monaco on the top going into turn 3.
What did we say earlier about this race, about Kev Shearer taking every opportunity possible? Well, here we go. 3 wide for the lead. Eric Monaco is going to try and get a run off the corner, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Shearer to hang on. Shearer is going to lead, first lead change of the day.
Incredible. I mean, what a move. Down to the inside, passing both Robert Weaver and Eric Monaco. Now, the job is not done. Monaco remains on the outside lane, but it could happen right here.
Both
no, it won't. Monaco's been so good on the outside, he's able to just barely stay right next to Shearer on the inside lane, and now they're going into turn 3. What's going to happen?
Both these drivers looking to give Honda their first win in one-up competition. They've been the class of the field all day, them in the 66. But looks like Monaco's going to get the run off before. He's going to take the lead back from Kev Shearer by a very slim margin. We now have 7 laps to go.
And this whole battle is being created by that lapper, the 42, who is once again out in front of the field. This week is different than Daytona because he's not leading the way. He's causing chaos for the leaders, especially for Eric Monaco, who has now lost the lead and is clear of Kev Shearer, who is currently leading the way and is going to have to try his hand at getting around the 42 car and really separate himself.
We are now coming to the end of this race with Kev Shearer in the lead. Where have we seen this before? We've seen this a lot in the Truck Series as Logan Williams has snatched the fastest lap off of Bronson Minnick. Wow. So give the 83 a bonus point now in the championship. But he's back in 5th, trying to make something happen with the Robbers Racing cars. But up at the front, Monaco makes a move to the inside. Here we go.
Man, to the inside. What a great move. Really snuck up on him down the straightaway. But look at this. 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all right up below the leaders as they come out of turn 4. This is really going to be a fascinating battle coming to the end of this race. There's not a lot of time left for anybody to try another attempt to get around Kev Shearer. Eric Monaco really had this race, was dominating throughout the entire day today, and now with the 42 car ahead, things have completely changed. This 20 car is an absolute rocket ship around Gateway at this point in the race and is just looking unstoppable right now.
Coming off of turn 4, coming to 4 laps to go. I see a yellow light on. This could be the end of it right here with Tegan Fox in the wall.
Got the 78 has taken an incredibly hard hit into the wall here. And yeah, so that's going to allow the 42 to catch back up to the tail end of the field. So great for the 42 car. Will he be able to capitalize? I'm not sure. This thing might roll all the way to the checkered flag.
For the second time in 3 weeks, we very well could have that happen with Kev Shearer out in the lead of this race now. Logan Williams, a great job to move up into 3rd place from 18th on the grid. Impressive stuff, but this whole running order has been jumbled up by this second caution flag, and it very well could be the last because this race is not probably going to end under caution. The rate they're going now, looks like Justin Henley has a little damage in the 30 car. Tegan Fox, though, all torn up in the 78. So Fox was running just outside the top 20, and we're going to coming up in front of the. Oh, it was the 60 got into the. That was a pinball shot. Justin Henley got up into the 78 as a result of Mike Edwards in the 60s bump.
Yeah, it was kind of a pool shot there, and wow, really, really hard hit for this race car.
So coming on the back, it looks like Fox has a little draft from McMillan ahead, and I think, yeah, the 60 just bumps the 30, and yeah, you're right, big pool shot into the 78, up and into the wall, and it's going to end the 78's day early.
Yeah, that is a really tough situation. Nobody really at fault there. I guess the 60 car just misjudged the braking zone right there. It's a tough accident, tough way for the race to come to an end for the 78 car.
And now we're
possibly for everybody else.
We're either going to have a one-lap shootout to decide this race, or the more likely outcome, we're going to end this race under caution because the lights are still on the safety car. How about Kev Shearer? Second career start in the Nitro National Series. He's going to get the win at Gateway.
Yeah, well, you know, we watched a lot of Kev Shearer in the Turbo Truck Series, just doing this exact same thing, and dominating races and winning with just being the absolute fastest. Kev Shearer, no surprise to be this good in the early part of his Nitro National Series full-time career.
Yeah, and this will do a lot of good for his odds of getting a superstar ride next year with JHM Racing. But this is we still have the cycles who a lap and a half more under caution, and we've seen crazy things happen in this.
We have.
Yeah, flashback to Las Vegas a couple years ago for an example of that. But Kev Shearer is hoping to hang on for his first career win, and look, I gotta give a tip of the hat to this 83 car. Started 18th and was running outside the top 10 at the restart, but now he's all the way up onto the podium.
Yeah, an incredible run from the 83, and also got the fastest lap, or took it at least for a little while there during
Yeah,
that
he still
final
got
run
it.
of the day. Yeah, so that's not going to change now that we're ending this race under caution. A great job from the 83 car to really get it done as we slowly approach the white flag with one lap to go in this thing.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing to end this great, fantastic race under caution, but it just goes to show you these guys are going to do whatever it takes to try and get the win, an early season win, to try and get get some momentum going into next week, which is going to be a very important race at Circuit of the Americas next time out. But Worldwide Technology Raceway here today, the Hondas proved to be impossible to beat today. Monaco led 40 laps of this race, will come home second. Kev Shearer is going to lead the last 8. What a great day here in St. Louis.
Yeah, and a heartbreaker for Eric Monaco, really. I mean, he's led so much of this race, was completely untouchable. I mean, started to drive away from the 66 car early in this thing and really just gapped himself. And then once that caution came out, everything changed for the 44 car, and this 20 car never looked back.
So as they come through 3 and 4 under the caution flag for the final time today, Kev Shearer, it took him a long time to get his first Truck Series win. Took him a full season to get there, but not so here in the Nitro National Series. It's only going to take him 2 starts to emulate what he did in the Truck Series off of 4 for the final time. Coming to the checkered flag slowly under the caution flag, but it's not going to matter to Kev Shearer one bit. He is your winner today at Worldwide Technology Raceway. How about that?
Yeah, an incredible drive from Kev Shearer there. I mean, at the last run, much like Logan Williams did, Kev Shearer just out of a cannon. And we were seeing glimpses of this 20 car throughout the race, being really fast, making passes, going to the outside, going to the inside, doing it in both lanes, just being faster than everybody. He wouldn't have had the time to get up there if the race had stayed green. Absolutely capitalized in the caution period. Worked his way up there, went 3 wide for the lead in an incredible moment going into turn 3, dipped to the bottom, stayed side by side with Eric Monaco for about a lap, and then came out on top. And then nobody could touch him after that. It was all over as soon as he got clear for the lead, and that's a great run from the 20 car.
So Eric Monaco comes home second, Logan Williams third, and then Riley Hooper leads home Robbers Racing 4th, 5th, 6th. At the end of this race. Great run for that team. Jensen Nomina gets his first career top 10 in the Nitro National Series in 7th. Henry Thomas does win that race-long battle against his teammate Austin Scott. They come home 8th and 9th. And Aiden Clare, from 25th on the grid, brings it home inside the top 10 at the end of this one. Great stuff from Worldwide Technology Raceway, but we still got 23 more races to go, and if they're anything like this one, I would expect this to be a fantastic year for Nitro National competition.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd say our average score for the races so far has got to be close to 10. I mean, Daytona was a fantastic race, very exciting, very entertaining from start to finish. And here we've had much the same. I mean, a completely different style of racing, a different genre, if you will, some sliding on pit road back there. But look, it's been awesome today at Worldwide Technology Raceway here at Gateway, and it's just it's going to be great to watch. I mean, we've got super speedways, they rock. Flat tracks, it rocks. I can't wait to see what comes next.
So from Duke Anzac and from myself as well, we say goodbye from Gateway in St. Louis. We'll see you again next week for Nitro National Series Road Racing at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. First time one-up's gone there. We look forward to seeing you guys there. But for now, congratulations to Kev Shearer and the JHM Racing Team. First win for both, and it comes at the Worldwide Technology Raceway just outside St. Louis, Missouri.